No one watching this video is a saint, man, let's be real. Even if you went your whole life living on straight normal Bob difficulty, the fact that you clicked on this thumbnail and watched past the 10-second intro has undoubtedly tainted your reputation. Like, you are slick, bro. But for real, it's nothing to take seriously, because I feel like somewhere down the line of making gaming one of your passionate hobbies for years, you'll run into some unwarranted degeneracy as often as a Metroid save station, like, little checkpoints. And when I say degeneracy, I'm of course talking about the side of gaming that most casual fans might not see all that often, because the mass majority of it is being hidden in everyone else's Twitter bookmarks. Basically, just when passionate fans create fan art of their favorite gaming characters, with some maxed out not safe for the workplace attributes, you know what I mean. With the rise of the internet and Jesus Christ, the rise of AI, the World Wide Web not only uses, this side of gaming, but also pretty much every other form of NSFW to basically stick itself together. No pun intended. But within gaming, I don't want to stick the name of these NSFW things that people enjoy to the hobby and say it's like a main characteristic, when that's just not true. But it's hard to say that you don't see the two things being put hand in hand together. Again, no pun intended. No, okay, I'll just stop. And even these big companies that create games can't ignore this, trend of the gaming community anymore. Most will either, have fun with it and poke fun at players, or double down on seeing all the fun coming to an immediate end, like Nintendo is possibly doing. So last week, the folks over at the Japanese-based Red Logo and White Font Company held their 84th shareholder meeting following the release of all their dope-ass game trailers from Nintendo Direct. And these meetings are held to get answers on things firsthand from the main staff of Nintendo and discuss the overall future of the company. Pretty standard normal shit. The meeting has been long done, but a PDF file was recently released which shared most of the questions and answers that were asked during the meeting. And I'll link it down below if you want to check this out, but one particular question caught a lot of folks a little off guard. You see, basically, a shareholder asked Shuntaro Furukawa, the Nintendo president, about how they see Nintendo IPs and games being used inappropriately on social media, and wanted to know what the plans were for reducing that. Now, admittedly, inappropriately could mean a lot of things. Pirating is technically inappropriate, but Furukawa's answer was enough for every new art creator to get a little shook in their boots. The president's rebuttal was that they believe that inappropriate action must be taken against any behavior that undermines their policies, and they will continue to make every effort to ensure that their consumers are not made to feel uncomfortable, not only in games, but anywhere the IP is used. Now, horniness aside, people reacted pretty justifiably against these words of Nintendo's president, even though there's no real, call to action that we've seen just yet. You see, Nintendo is known in the streets for easily waging war on their player base, whether it's through shutting down emulators and targeting piracy, all the way up to, going after YouTubers for uploading music that the company doesn't even have on streaming services. They crash out pretty much every other week on the same folks that are passionate about their games for pretty dumb reasons. So this next possible step in going after their fan base is just a more possible fuel to add to the tank of players' hatred for Nintendo's community decisions. Not only that, but it just doesn't even sound legal to do based on the United States fair use laws that's protecting people like me from getting clapped using this gameplay video. But it should be noted that Japan, where Nintendo was based, doesn't currently have the same fair use laws as the United States and grants copyright whenever content is created. It's not that fair use is obsolete over there, but there could be some loopholes that Nintendo's liberty might exploit. So while I can't see many folks outside of Japan that might not have similar fair use laws being hunted down by the goons of Nintendo's legal team, the fact that their local fans now gotta have this on their radar on social media and whatnot is just plain extra. Of course, I'm all for the stopping of these images, popping up unexpectedly in places where it's not being searched for. You shouldn't have to have a morning Instagram scroll and worry about seeing that one Animal Crossing Anchor fan video, but I feel like those types of things should just be left to the app creators to figure out how to tune their content. This whole situation reminds me of when, not that long ago, Capcom directly said that their community's NSFW mods are basically hell spawns and need to be eradicated in its entirety, and even requested for some to be taken down. But even then, requesting is pretty much all they knew they could do. Sure, you could probably go after individual creators and threaten them or whatever with legal fees, but the fact stands that people are just gonna do whatever the fuck they feel like doing, whether it's tasteful or not. And the big difference between game modding and drawing titties on the canvas is obviously the threshold of access needed to do each activity. So stopping this NSFW art being created is literally never gonna happen. Like, people will go back to creating underground hieroglyphics of crazy stuff like ancient Egypt if they needed to. Times get hard. Okay, that's my last one. So overall, how Nintendo plans to even possibly push the agenda of stopping internet art is gonna be fun to see, but we just have to wait and see with the videos for Nintendo and this internet art. So what do you guys think about Nintendo and this latest, situation, man? Feel free to leave a comment down below. As always, if you like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you on the next one.